What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Trent here. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my thoughts and opinions on the new movie 28 Years Later. Before I begin, make sure you guys leave a like on this video. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you want to see more movie reviews just like this one. And without further ado, let's get into it. 28 Years Later is written by Alex Garland and directed by Danny Boyle, who is returning from his previous two movies, 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. This movie follows a group of survivors who live on a remote island on their own community. When one of the group members leaves on a mission, they discover dangers, secrets, and horrors of the outside world. They run into infected people who have been infected by the rage virus, zombies. This was one of my most anticipated movies of the year. From the moment I saw that first initial teaser trailer with that poem Boots going off as like the background theme and background narration, I was already interested to see what the story was going to be. And the way the trailer presented it, it seemed like it had a lot of Last of Us vibes, which I really enjoyed that video game. I even saw, I think it was one of the writers of the movie even said that they took inspiration from The Last of Us when writing this movie, and you can definitely tell when watching this movie that there were some similar story beats and similar themes. It has one of my favorite creative writers, Alex Garland, behind the helm. I really enjoyed his other work with Civil War and Annihilation. This movie is not your average zombie movie. Right from the get go, from the opening scene, it already establishes that it's willing to push boundaries in this movie. One of the things that stands out about this movie for me is how unique it is presented. Danny Boyle has a very signature chaotic style that he brings into this movie tenfold. I don't know exactly how they did it, but they filmed many scenes in this movie with an iPhone. That doesn't mean they just pulled an iPhone out of their pocket and just were filming it. I think they had these rig setups where they had different lens and they had professional cinematographers and lighting and all that, so they were able to create a different type of image, but they were able to film it on an iPhone. And they even had this setup. I've seen pictures of it. I'll see if I can find a picture of it to show you guys, but where they had like a dozen or so iPhones all lined up to film one shot from multiple different angles. And the way they used that in this movie was really cool. They would show like a zombie kill from three different angles very quickly cut. It kind of felt like you get like a panoramic view of some of these kills, which is, well, the first time I saw it happen was super jarring, but every time afterwards, I thought it was really well done. It showed like how visceral and how brutal the world that they live in is. Aside from the uniqueness of how they filmed this movie, the look of it is very amazing. There's some wide shots where they show the island that they live on that looks stunning, especially during the nighttime sequences. There's scenes of them in the woods, in the forest, that are just the most lush greens I've ever seen. Towards the end of the movie, um, they're in this like man-made, I don't know how to describe it. They're in structures that also looks great. The set design was really well done in that. And to populate this world, you have some great performances all the way around. Jodie Comer's in this movie. She's really well done. She has some great monologues and little bits of dialogue, the way she plays her character, and every time she spoke, I was really listening to what she was trying to say. Aaron Taylor Johnson's really good in this. His character really exudes strength and pride. When Ray finds his character show up, he kind of steals the show for me. The way he is able to play that character so well. He balances the expectations versus how he presents himself. I thought that was very well done. But the standout for me, the heart and core of this film, is Alfie Williams, who plays Spike, the young boy. This movie basically is following his character and his character's growth. And the overall messaging and this theme of this movie is what it means to grow up. And by extension of that, what it means to grow up in this world that they live in that's been infected by the rage virus. His basic journey is that he's a young boy who looks up to his father and he wants to be like him. He wants to be that strength, the pillar of the community that everyone looks up to. And as the movie goes on, he learns more and more that his father is just a man and a man has flaws. On the other hand, Spike has a very different type of relationship with his mother. And you see him balancing the two of them back and forth, trying to figure out who he wants to gravitate more towards, who he wants to spend more of his time with. And I thought that was really interesting. Pulling from my personal experience, growing up, I think a lot of young boys feel like they want to be like their fathers. For a lot of kids, your dad is like your superhero. But as you get older and you peel back the layers, you kind of can see the different types of flaws that they have. And I thought that made this movie full of zombies feel very human. Alfie Williams does a really good job of balancing all these emotions. I believed every scene that he was in. From him reacting to the horrors of the infected, and then from how he has those tense conversations with his mother and father, and how he reacts to what they say, and how he reacts to learning things about them. Spike is the emotional center of this movie. And it's very endearing watching him grow up. And I felt myself really drawn to his character and really rooting for him. With every new story beat that came around the corner and every character's decision that came up, I just got sucked deeper and deeper into this world and wanting more. So I'm very happy to hear that they're going to be making another one of these movies down the road. I thought the editing was really well done in this movie in tandem with Danny Boyle's direction. He uses some very unusual camera angles, and on top of that, you have these kind of unusual editing choices, but it creates this disjointed, chaotic feel. Gives you that same feeling that the characters would feel when they're being chased by these zombies who are running after them. On top of that, all of this is accentuated by an amazing score. There are times in this movie where the score feels like an alarm going off, like long, droning, grinding sounds that put you on edge. All of this put together, the direction, the cinematography, the editing, the sound, the performances, all mesh together so beautifully to create this movie and to create this theater experience. It's a very fun movie, even though the subject matter is a little on the darker side and it is a horror movie, and it's zombies and people are getting like ripped apart and stuff like that. I found myself really enjoying this movie. All right, before we wrap up and I reveal my letterbox score of the movie, make sure you guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like on the video, subscribe for more TV and movie reviews, and comment down below your thoughts. I'd love to discuss this movie with you guys. All right, so walking out of the theater, I gave this movie a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's nearly perfect. The only thing that brought it down just that little bit is at the very, very end of the movie, something happens and it completely takes me out of it for a bit. The tone of the movie just completely shifts and it's so like off the wall that I like lost my immersion. I don't want to spoil anything about that. But if you've seen the movie, I would love to hear your thoughts on that scene. But other than that, literally like 2 minute long scene, I really enjoyed the movie. I feel like if I watch it again, it'll probably end up being a 5 out of 5 now that I know what's coming at the end. But yeah, that brings me to the end of my movie review for 28 years later. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love making these movie reviews videos. Go out and watch this movie in theaters. It's awesome. You won't regret it. Have yourselves a day. I'll see you in the next one.